Hey guys, today I wanted to talk about Journey Together, its upcoming release, a bit about some of the ongoing reprints, and just where the general market is at this time for this new set. So as you can see here, we have the Journey Together booster box. On TCGPlayer, this is sitting right around 230, 240-ish. If we look at the individual sales, there might be some that are a bit lower. You can see, yeah, very strong on 240 actually. So not even so much 230 anymore. It's really growing quite a lot here on TCGPlayer. Take a look here at the Pokemon Center ETB as well here. I'm happy to say I was able to get two of these, and you want to talk about product growth. I mean, this is crazy to me. Obviously, this is just one listing, so it's not super representative. We're gonna look at eBay too, not just TCGPlayer here. This is a bit more representative though. Here is the Journey Together regular ETB, and man, I mean it's just so strong. You can see 120 here. Seems to be a very consistent price now. I'll say specifically for TCGPlayer. You definitely do not want to buy this Journey Together ETB at 120. I definitely do not recommend you guys buy that. There's certainly other stores out there. I think even on eBay, it's really not too hard to find, guys, a better deal than this. So definitely don't go buying this at 120. It's kind of just crazy to me. Like 100 sold. Yeah, I don't know. I guess there's just a lot more, new people in the community and market just in general that could cause that to happen, right? Obviously, lots of FOMO is going on here too, and this is equally crazy to me. We have the booster bundle here sitting right around 65 here on TCGPlayer, and you can see we have a lot of sales here. Pretty legitimate growth here on this, and this booster bundle price in particular is really interesting because Prismatic's not even that far off. Most of the deals online, if you look at Prismatic right now, it's hovering right around 70 or 75-ish. So if for whatever reason, you're going to go out of your way to buy a booster bundle, definitely don't do it for Journey Together. Definitely do it for Prismatic instead if that is, the lunacy price that you think's okay and that you want to proceed with buying. But let's take a look here at eBay because just in general, eBay does tend to be a whole lot better at finding more real price gauges here. So you can even see here from the top, like this ETB 90. See, that's what I mean. Like, don't go buying this on TCGPlayer. You can see it's right around 90. 90 seems to be a much better price point, much more consistent. You can see a whole lot more sales here for 92 on eBay as well. The booster box itself, though, it's definitely lower here on eBay as well, but not a whole lot lower. It is still really strong at around 220-ish, 250-ish. Wow, that one being from Germany too. And see here this case right around at 1300. Thankfully, I was able to get my own case pretty early on here. So I didn't have to pay anything too crazy. I think it was right around 1150 is what I paid for my sealed case here, so I was able to get in before a lot of this craziness. I hope you guys were able to get some product here earlier on too, because man, it's really just spiraled out here. 90 ETB. You can see the Pokemon Center ETB. So it's definitely not a $400 product, because that was just one person's random listing. But 200 actually does seem to be the price point I'm seeing quite frequently here for this, and sometimes even over that too. I wanted to find here, where's another one? We have this right here. Okay, that's just for regular ones. Well, anyways, yeah, no, 200-ish does seem to be a bit more realistic for the Pokemon Center ones. Because it is a bit of a novelty. A lot of people do want to go out of their way to have that specifically. I definitely don't encourage you guys paying almost any of these prices right now. A lot of these products are really, really growing at a rate that I don't think is really realistic or sustainable, at least when talking about, its release date here, which I think is around the 28th. Yeah, it's going to be March 28th is right around release. So definitely be looking, on Pokemon Center right around that time too for product. I know on Prismatic's release day, they didn't put out anything, and that was super frustrating because, even just speaking for myself, I've really not gotten too many good plays with Prismatic. But anyway, besides the point with all of this, I want to talk about what would need to happen to course correct from here. So the Pokemon Center near or on release day could have potentially stored a far greater volume than what had been allocated regularly to their distribution centers. The reason I believe this could be the case is because when we go over some of the more recent restock news, you'll find the sets being chosen for reprint are the Scarlet and Violet's 151, Surging Sparks, Twilight Masquerade. I think there was 2 or 3 others as well. And there's a big one missing from that, and that being Prismatic Evolutions. And although distribution had not explicitly mentioned Prismatic reprints, most believe the current allocation funnels have been primarily towards the Pokemon Company releasing booster bundles. That way there are no ancillary products that they would need to worry about making, such as binders, dice, and other random plastics. I believe at this time they've taken a step back to fully view this market and realize the only possible way to satiate the ever-growing demand here is by stockpiling massive quantities of product. I think they may be trying it now with Prismatic, but with the recent reveal of that set's newest, super premium collection product, and it also containing 12 whole booster packs, there does seem to be a growing priority overall for them to get nothing but packs out on store shelves again. Now, it's hard for me and even a bit hypocritical to mention Prismatic and reprints here in the same video with how utterly unavailable it is. But the set is slowly shaping up to be on the same run that the original Evolving Skies set was on, where its demand never went away, unfortunately. I know others have made separate arguments in the past, though, that the Pokemon Company International never truly met that set's printing demands. And I do think that could very well be the case. But as far as the PCI's outlook, on this whole current Prismatic market, I believe they can only see it one of these 2 different ways that I wanted to talk about today. So the first way is that they view this set as something which holds so much innate market value that no matter how much they print of it, they may believe they could never bring it back below that market price. And when I say innate value, I'm mostly referring to the top hits inside the set, and they're already, tremendous strength inside multiple markets. I mean, you can just take a look at any of those top hits, and there's a bit of evidence to suggest this as well, because with it being a specialty set, that means it will never have the opportunity to sit in its own 36-pack quantity inside of a booster box. And booster boxes historically are what the PCI seem to prioritize the most when they do believe that its market range could be brought back down. Now, the second and most hopeful perspective the PCI may have at this time is because of Prismatic's already short set release span. It will give them lots of time here for the future to continue to pump this out month after month through massive amount of booster bundles and or super premium collections. This would be because there are the 2 products with the most amount of packs and also some of the least ancillary products pertaining to Prismatic Evolution among its pretty robust product range. So I'd like to conclude this video by saying I could be entirely wrong here. It's certainly a starry-eyed outlook to what many of us feel is a gloomy and overburdened market. I certainly would not recommend any of you hedge your bets on this Journey Together's upcoming March 28th release date as far as product availability. But I think it is worth pointing out that a lot of the chips are now stacked on the Pokémon Company International side of the table, and that historically they have been able to meet demand where it was most anticipated in the past with the majority of their sets. I think the best example of this is being Crown Zenith. There was a time where this set's ETBs were once considered overprinted and not valuable, but now we're finding because of the set's innate value, they did eventually end up making the right decision, and that these products found their value regardless. You can see right here, doing very strong. And I want to bring this out actually to even show you right here. Look at this. So you can see, as you can see here, Crown Zenith has continued to climb no matter how many reprints were thrown at it, while having its own period where MSRP or below had been readily available for most. You can see this was only 1 year ago. You could pick this up for right around 40. There were so many of them. And you can see quite a bit was being sold too. And you know, obviously this is just TCGPlayer as well. Obviously this was pretty much the same thing happening in the other markets too, you know, just like eBay and all the others. But anyways there, guys, that's all for today's video. I hope and wish all of you the best of luck in getting your hands on any of this new Journey Together or Prismatic Evolutions. And remember, paying anything above $200 for a booster box, especially on a set's release day, may not be the best financial decision. And just one last thing before we end off today's video, I did want to share a little funny video on Twitter. Same thing, guys. I mean, we see it all the time. Just more people fighting over Pokemon cards. It's getting pretty ridiculous. So yeah, here, let's watch this.
Fucking on me back right now.
Yeah, guys, I mean, it's just getting ridiculous out there. But yeah, anyways, before you guys make any purchases right around up before or on or a bit after this release day, I really encourage all of you to just take a step back, look how markets have historically been, and just try to make, you know, the most educated purchase that you can. You know, make sure to spend your money wisely here. You know, and don't make any decisions that you might grow to regret in the future. But anyways, there, guys, I do wish you all the best of luck in getting your hands on any of this new product. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. See ya.